I
Looks
made it.
good. Kola
Yeah.
Kavod, what a nice surprise.
Ta-da!
Okay,
And I'm at Sharon
another.
Michaels' house.
Okay, and our Zoom is being recorded. You're at whose house?
Sharon Michaels.
Oh,
Isn't that cool?
nice.
Yeah,
Yes, yes, yes.
yeah.
I was a guest at her house at least for one Shabbat, but probably for a few more.
I was for Sukkot a couple of years ago, and it was my first ever feast or celebratory experience with a Jewish family. Oh my gosh. Like talk about a consummate hostess and family and precious. I was
Yes,
smitten after
yes.
that. It's like anybody else
Yeah,
that
it's
was
very
inviting me,
special.
I was like, I'm sorry, I'm waiting on Sharon's invite.
Okay, I'll take that as a compliment, but one of these days we'll have you in Israel. Anyway,
No,
look at this.
I'm
Armando is
joking.
also showing up.
I'm
I
joking. That
know.
was a compliment to her, but I've had a delightful time. I think I told you I did Passover at the Chabad Israeli Center in San Antonio last year. So then
Yeah.
I did, they invited me to Yom Kippur, but I couldn't make it. And I did Purim. And I'm going to do Passover again.
That's all. All right. You're still going to start counting you for a minion.
There you go.
And
I love it.
I'm waiting. Hi, I'm waiting to meet also that rabbi that you mentioned.
You're going to love him. Oh my goodness. Maybe we need to Zoom in the
Okay,
meantime.
here is oh, look at this. We're incredible. I think we actually have almost everybody on our board. Has never had this.
What?
Here comes Elon, yes, and only our board members. So Elon Shalom, and Armando Shalom, and Ellie, of course, Shalom, and
Shalom,
we
shalom.
will get started. I was afraid about 3 minutes before 7, only David had showed up. I said, "Where is everybody?" But here it is. Everybody is here. Let me get started.
It's the month of miracles. Why wouldn't
And
we all be here?
I was thinking it.
I love it. I love it.
Okay, here we are. So we are now having our Q1 2026 board meeting, end of Q1. The board meetings, etc. The document was prepared. Its agenda items was approved by Zoom on Tuesday, March 24th at 7 p.m. Israel time, 12 noon Texas time. The following board members were presented with this list of resolutions that were present at the Zoom meeting. We've got Dave, Ellie, Armando, Elon, and Al. And am I missing his Revis?
Mm-hmm.
So we'll move also to us. And here we are.
Ta-da!
Since we have, okay, and the following people were not. That's only Russ and Shelly are the only people who aren't here. And Russ said sorry he couldn't attend,
Mm-hmm.
and Shelly is busy at work. And
Mm-hmm.
we have no other guests yet, even though Kimmer said that she would show up. As per Article 6, blah, 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 since 3 members or more are present, this activity is an official board meeting. If it had not been, this would have been informal action. We can delete the has not been. Okay, today we are going to review the report of activities of Q1 2026. We will review snapshot of the balances. We will review the 26 expenses, and we'll give an update of action following the financial issues that some of you might remember from our last meeting. So, first of all, what we do, this page is still there, so you can review it if you'd like. And here is something even shorter, a short introduction. We do root source, which is what we've already done, which we've been doing for 10 years. Our flagship program brings together Israeli teachers and Christians together. Over 1,000 recorded lessons, over 50,000 have subscribed to our free weekly newsletter over the 11 years that we've been in existence. In addition, we do Root Source Press, over 20 books published by Root Source and counting, including our landmark series, The List Anti-Semitic Incidents Worldwide. Light at the Church to commemorate the Holocaust, which started on Kristallnacht. We do that also. You guys are all familiar with it. And most recently, we've got the new program, We Must Not Forget, our first book, Through Faith and Fire, The Life of Rabbi Eliyahu Dermer, has already been published. And we aspire to publish 100 such stories, each in its own book, sponsored and adopted by 100 individuals or groups. We are collaborating with Yad Vashem and others. We are a registered 501(c) charity, and there is a more complete list of our activities. Okay, next. Short introduction. We've already done that. And now the first Melissa report of what we've actually done this quarter. Since January 1st, 2026, we have focused on the following activities. We must not forget, as I just mentioned, we went to the Jerusalem Interfaith Center. No, we didn't go there. We were invited and joined this exclusive think tank, culminating in participating in a delegation to the UAE. I learned today that is probably going to be in June, not in May. I have started taking a nonprofit navigator conference and course, and hopefully I will learn to be a better fundraiser after that. We have joined the Network for Innovative Holocaust Education. We've become very active in this group of Holocaust education innovators. Any question, please stop. Please stop me. Meetings with potential partners to discover sponsors and publishable stories. We looked for an NPO, an Israeli NPO, to partner with them. And we haven't begun the fundraising campaign to Israelis, but we're extremely close to it. What does that mean? I'm afraid there might be some people here who are have a quizzical look. We are in America a nonprofit organization with a 501(c)(3) status, which means that Americans who give donations to us can get a tax credit or whatever it's called.
Tax deduction.
But tax deduction. Israelis also can do that, but not with us because we are not an Israeli 501(c)(3). It's called a 46A. But I found an Israeli 46A who's very happy to do a project together with us. So Bezrat Hashem, when we will do a project together with them, they will collect the money through a campaign that they run. When I say they, I mean me, through them. And then they will pay the Israeli company for the services that we will provide for them, just like the Israeli company provides services for the American 501(c)(3). So that hopefully will get launched. I was hoping to launch it with a campaign already on Yom HaShoah, Israel Holocaust Memorial Day, but that I believe is April 15th or something like that. Let me see if I can find the date of that. 1 second. Let me see if it's April. Yes, it's April 14th. I'm too afraid that I'm not going to succeed in getting to there, but there have been bigger miracles. Conversations and media appearances with John Chetor, Bob Odell, Richard Booker, Frank Kahn, and Rosie and Zemmer. They are all on our conversations page. We're doing more networking. We participated in this conference. We did International Holocaust Day, which was in January. We also went to 60 years of Nostra and Tata event. We met with the Israeli Government Press Office English Language Coordinator. And we continue with our newsletter. We continued publishing this. We did some interviews, and we did a local print-on-demand production. We continue to do that. Some of the things we've been doing it, we will report. At first, I was afraid, what did I do already this quarter? I was afraid I was going to say, sorry, we don't have a lot of money, we're not doing a lot of work, but we filled up the page. So that is that. Next, now come the review, the snapshot of the balances. Here is the snapshot of the balances. Let me make some space here. Okay, this is as of March 19th. Today's March 24th, 5 days ago. We have $2,900 in our Mizrahi account. No, that's in shekels, that is. It's not $9,084. It's $9,084 NIS. And we have no dollars there. We have we have or had $261 in PayPal, $43 in Payoneer, $600 in Give Butter, and Baruch Hashem, $9,000 in Mercury, which is our bank. We will pay within 30 days the following. That is Gidon's pensions and Social Security, and Gidon's pensions, Social Security, Gidon's salary, I hope, pensions and Social Security. We will probably pay about $1,600 to our VAs, about $2,000 worth of credit card expenses, pay $350 a month to our bookkeeper, and $150 to a Weber, and I will have to pay another $720, a second of third payment to that Nefesh that nonprofit navigator course, which means that all together, after these expenses, we will have about $5,800 left in the account towards the end of April. And altogether, we have had income of $10,000 this year. Does somebody have a question about any of this?
No.
I think I heard no.
Yep.
Let me check just to see if somebody is waiting in the waiting room. Somebody might be waiting there, so give me a second. Seven people here? Yes, so nobody came into the waiting room. We will once again hide the sharing, hide the video, and put this back down. Okay, so that is our part of our money. So we've reviewed balances. Now again, my friends, this is not the healthiest place to be. I remember those lovely years when I had $100,000 buffer. Now I have barely a month of buffer. But one thing I've learned here in Root Source with all my Christian friends, you gotta believe. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we will talk about that some more later. Review started, but now review the expenses today. Here are the same thing. I guess that's here.
Right. Yeah, it's just kind of.
So this quarter, January, February, March, we paid $8,000 salary to Gidon, which is his salary plus Social Security, etc. Our VAs, we paid them about $1,500 a month.
Yeah.
And our AWeber, we paid $150 a month, etc. Major irregular expenses. Here comes camera. Major irregular expenses are that interfaith group. That's $2,200. However, we got a $1,500 donation for it. Hopefully, I will be able to raise another $800 to cover that. And I started participating in this nonprofit navigator course that we mentioned. Let's see who's in here and who is not. I think we're going to mute Revis, and everybody else is muted, and Kimra is also muted. Thank you. Welcome, Kimra. Okay, and the small regular things as we've been talking about. That is our expenses this quarter. I didn't have anybody review this, so I might have got some things wrong, but that's the major idea. Okay, wow. So we've just reviewed everything. But now I would like to, with your permission, review an update of what's going on with our financial issues. The plan presented at the last meeting is copied below, or not. I don't know that I copied the plan was that I would maybe get another job, but I didn't. So here's the update. The heck with the plan presented at the last meeting. New plan. The update is we ran a campaign soliciting monthly recurring donations. We were hoping for $3,000 a month. We got about $1,000 a month. So far, we are still with our nose just above water, but at least we are not with our keeper well underwater. Okay, Al understood my sense of humor. We are working on raising money for the We Must Not Forget books. We have some pledges coming in monthly installments, and another pledge or 3 are close to delivery. That's $7,000 a pledge. Gideon is currently working officially 10 hours a week. That's why his salary is about $2,000 a month. But realistic, he's still working pretty much full time, and he has abandoned his search for other employment for the time being. This just in, about an hour ago, a pledge came in today for $10,000. So hopefully that will come in actually within the next week or two. Okay, before we adjourn, we really did it fast this quarter. I would like any comments that anybody has now for what we've done until now, talked about now. Please speak now. Unmute yourself and make any comments or questions that you might have. Hi, Kimra.
No, hi, can you hear me? Or am I?
Yes,
I'm
very
mute?
well.
Okay, good. Glad I could join. I was
Okay.
wondering, are you planning to do any US tours or come to the US at all?
Okay, that is a question that people often ask. And the answer is that I just had a Zoom meeting with somebody who is in charge of the annual conference of Holocaust survivors and their descendants, which I think is they're planning to have that in October in Philadelphia in 2026. Just in case there are some people who don't realize what October 2026 Philadelphia means, it's the 225th anniversary of the United States. So it's going to be a very interesting time to be in the year to be in the United States, and especially in Philadelphia. So I might come in for that, and then of course plan for a little tour of the United States for Root Source business, but nothing planned until then.
Okay, thanks. Just wondering. That always helps. Sometimes it helps, sometimes it doesn't. You never know.
Yeah, it sometimes has helped. I've been to the United States many times. Maybe this course that I'm taking in fundraising will really help, and I'll be able to do better with that. But who knows? Maybe by then we'll be much better. Any other questions before I share some exciting news? Nobody wants to keep that from coming. The exciting news is that one of the projects that was in the works for Root Source is Friends of the Temple. That I want to create a good English language resource for Temple Mount and Temple information, specifically for my audience, i.e., Christians who are excited about the temple, of which there are many. There is an excellent resource in English about the temple. Of course, I'm talking about the Temple Institute, but they are pretending that there are no Christians who are interested in the temple. Of course, they have many Christians who are interested, but just like other Jewish and Torah information, there are a lot of Christians who are interested, but those sites are uncomfortable welcoming their Christian audience with open arms. This site, Friends of the Temple, will be, of course, focused on that, just like Root Source is focused on Christians who are interested in general Jewish information.
Hey,
So
Gidon,
now pardon me?
I went to the museum of the Temple Institute, and I would argue that if you went through the guest book, the majority of the time are probably Christians going through there. Everyone going through there when I was going through there was Christian.
I am not going to argue that, but I will clarify what I said. Even though, look, there's hundreds of millions of Christians out there and barely 15 million Jews. And of those Jews who are interested in the temple, bring it down to, if I'm really lucky, 1 million. So obviously, you're going to have a lot more Christians who are interested in this thing. However, these Orthodox Jewish platforms are not sure how they feel about Christians. No surprise there with the people who are here. That's why Root Source was founded. Oh, and here's Bob at the last minute. He's going to come in especially for the surprise.
Gidon, I have another
Yes.
idea to tell you, just if I may. So,
Yeah.
I recently met with the top rabbi of Chabad of North America, and he leaned in and said to me, the walls of exile are coming down. So, I'm going to tell you there's a lot going on in the minds of the Orthodox Jews and how to connect with us and accept us and receive us. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's
Yes, it's
awesome.
crazy. It's crazy and it's awesome. And I am doing my little part. So,
Gidon,
Bob, you came late for the business, but just on time for the pleasure. And
Gidon.
is somebody else calling? Yes.
Yeah, Gidon, you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes.
When it comes to any desired or necessary cooperation with any existing platforms that deal with the Third Temple,
Yes.
uh, it has to be framed to anyone who might have any reticence as it's dictated in the prophecy, meaning temple for all nations, house for all
Of
nations,
course. Of
and
course.
that will help them understand where you're coming from and what the point is to make this information accessible to others, specifically, obviously, to Christian friends of the nation of Israel, but also to other nations and faiths.
Of course. The of course the full disclosure is that the website that I'm about to show you, Christian, not Christian, Friends of the Temple. We didn't put the word Christian in the web in the URL. Um, the this website is being done in full cooperation with the director of Biadenu in the Temple Mount. In
Oh,
Biadenu for the
know
Temple
the
Mount.
organization well. I know the organization well. Excellent.
And I know the organization especially well. Full disclosure, the director of that organization is my son, Akiva Ariel. So
I remember you mentioning it when it happened.
that's right. So it does. Sometimes it doesn't matter what you know; it matters who you know. Usually,
Now you're getting
No,
real. Now you're getting
Gadon,
real.
I have a question. I know
who
a
is that?
while
Kimra,
back,
yes,
I know a while back your son had and I was so happy to hear that, there's been headway, but he was soliciting or, raising for prayer at the Temple Mount. Was it about a year and a half ago? And now, there is prayer at the Temple Mount, but I know, did he spearhead that? And just a little bit about how that's going now. I'm sure since you have the inside, since he's your son,
yes.
you see people praying, you see Jewish people up there praying without the
Yes,
resistance they would have had in the past. That's it.
right. Yes. Was there a question there, Kimra?
I was just following up because I remember, a year or so, he spearheaded that project.
Yes,
And, I was glad to see the fruit was coming from that and was just wondering
yes.
how that worked and a little
It,
backstory on it, if you will.
Look, again, we're in a small forum here. That there are a few different activist organizations regarding the Temple Mount. Each one is pursuing a different aspect of the Temple Mount. The biggest and most popular and most active organization is Biadenu. There is another one that I really like, which is the Yeshivat Harabait, which is a very small organization that has a yeshiva, a Jewish school that meets every day on the Temple Mount with an excellent chief rabbi over there. He was the rabbi of another one of my sons. Don't ask. It's a tiny country over here. And the third is my friend Shimshon, who has, I'm not even sure what the name of his organization is, but they're also doing stuff. I will see exactly. Obviously, we're still at the pre-launch stage of Friends of the Temple. Exactly how we will work together with all of these organizations is still yet to be seen. Okay, so nobody else has anything else to say at this point, so I can start sharing with you what I want to share. Let's start with this. This is the site. This is the website as it is today. Friends of the Temple.com. Coming soon, a new platform dedicated to understanding the history, rights, and shared heritage of the Temple Mount. This text has not been totally vetted yet. Tomorrow I'm going to be vetting it with my assistant. We are preparing an educational and advocacy resource that brings together historical research, legal context, current developments related to one of the most significant religious sites of the world. I think I'm going to get rid of the one of the. Our mission is to inform, foster respectful dialogue, and support efforts that promote religious freedom and access for all people of all faith. Okay, I really
You know, and
like that.
the logo is going to stay, or are you going to change it?
No, we're going to change that logo.
Very good. Just making sure.
Yes. And here it
An
is.
Iranian missile almost changed that logo on the ground.
Okay, everybody hold on to your hats. Here it is. You're the first to see. This is still not live, but this is what it looks like. Again, I'm going to review the all of the uh, menu items, but Bizrat Hashem, we are going to really grow this. Hopefully, within a month, this will be launched. Anyway, I really wanted to share that. I didn't hear any audible wows, but I'll say that was because people were on mute.
Wow.
Looks great. Love it.
I think so too. When I
Yeah.
saw that, I was very, very excited.
I'm interested to see the
So,
Get Involved tab.
Yeah. My goal here is to get hundreds of thousands of Christians to sign up. Exactly what they're signing up for, I'm not yet sure. Maybe it'll be for $100 a year. Maybe it'll just be to the newsletter. Maybe it'll be for $100 a year. But if you send me an email saying I can't afford $100 a year sent from my iPhone, please let me in without anyone. We'll see what happens. Listen, $100 a year is barely $10 a month. I think that most people, unless they're living in the street collecting in a can, they can afford $10 a month, and I'm going to dare to do that. And really, it's a place where people can say, "I am respected and I am accepted with my love for the Temple Mount, and here I will be able to have a space at the table for the discussion." I'm very excited about this. Tom, I think somebody just left, and I think we can all leave unless there's anybody else who has something else to share.
Just a question, Gidon, if I missed it. When will this go live?
As soon as we're ready. Tomorrow I'm having my first meeting after this was delivered to me about an hour ago. I'm going to review it in depth with my webmaster, and as soon as it's ready, hopefully we will be able to go live as early as April.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we just popped out.
As soon as it does, we will want to share that and help you publicize it.
Of course.
One other note, Gidon, I see the color palette is going in the right direction. Just keep with it, meaning blue, white, gold. Those should be your three master colors visually on the website.
Thank you for that comment. Bezrat Hashem, yes. Bob, you unmuted yourself. You got something to say?
No, just no, I was unmuted the whole time, I thought.
Okay. Good. So, anybody else? Rex, you raised your hand just now.
I have a question that y'all may think is totally random, but I'm friends with Rabbi Glick. So Rabbi Glick has globally been known, I think, as like your Temple Mount rabbi, right? But with his profound involvement with widows and orphans, I wasn't sure if he was totally rebranding his approach. Is he still I mean, he actually took us on the tour of the Temple Mount
Of
and
course.
had us sing up there and pray up there, etc. So he's kind of walking in the two roles.
Yes.
Got it.
Here's the deal with Rabbi Glick. Rabbi Glick was the founder of Biadenu. It had a different
Okay.
name then.
Okay.
And then he pulled out because he became a member of the Knesset,
Yeah.
and then he got remarried, and he
Right.
really focused on the orphans and widows.
Yes.
But he is still very. He has not changed his ideology regarding the Temple
Right.
Mount one iota.
Yeah.
And thank you for remembering. I am definitely going to have him involved very much with this website. I will also mention that I've already discussed this website with Doron Kedar, if anybody's heard of that name.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Love him.
Yes.
Love him.
So, and so he's excited about it as well. And I hope also to bring in Byron Stinson to this
Yes.
website as
I was
well.
going to ask, is Duran Cry for Zion?
Yes.
Okay. Perfect.
Gidon, one last suggestion, maybe some of our friends here could help with it. Try to get some of this into the relevant press in the US, CBN, whatever it might be. I think
Mhm.
there'd be a lot of traction if it
Mhm.
would get that kind of exposure.
Absolutely. I'm certainly not going to do that before I launch the site,
Of course not. It's not.
but
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's
absolutely.
not get crazy.
Well, and you have CBN Israel, which could connect with
Of
you
course.
and then launch it, from there.
We will definitely do this with a lot of Yiddish cup.
Nice.
Um, I would just like to mention one other thing regarding We Must Not Forget, which until an hour ago was my main focus, and now with this beautiful website, who knows what's going to happen. I met yesterday with that's less important. I met another Holocaust survivor, who hopefully I will be translating his book into English.
Oops,
But
sorry.
you know what, Elon, for we haven't signed anything, and he's hesitant, but we're talking about General Yossi Peled, who was a very exciting story.
Great hero,
Yeah.
well-known figure in Israel, has a very unique Holocaust story as well. And you could also, given his uh, position and his past, also have him relate to current events with all the anti-Semitism going on in the world
Yeah.
right now, and with a Nazi-like regime in Tehran fueling a lot of that anti-Semitism in the context of the war that is between us and them. Obviously, the general war over the last 2 years. He could have a lot to say on that subject matter and tie a lot of things into it.
Absolutely. We'll see. My first meeting, he behaved like a general. Well, I'm in charge of it. But hopefully, I met also with his son. His son was there also, so hopefully we'll be able to soften things up and really
Listen,
get.
Al's a military guy. He knows the lingo. He knows how to act around those kind of guys.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's been a while since Al been out of the military. He's smiling a lot nowadays.
That's okay. My current writing project, a lot of it is coming back.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
But I was in and out of launching an Israeli fundraising campaign for We Must Not Forget on and around Israeli Holocaust Day. I think I already mentioned this in today's meeting, that is April 14th, and the group, the Israeli nonprofit that I have to do it together with, they're dragging their feet a little bit because they're looking for the key to the whatever. The guy who's in charge is abroad, and he's got to come back. He doesn't have internet. I'm afraid that they won't be able to reach it, but yes, no. We shall see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, I just remembered something that I really should have done. Let me get back to this and get this back smaller. These are the people who showed up, the 6 of you and the 2 of you guests. And this I guess I can delete. And we will now, with your permission, present affirmed March 24th, 2026. That's Dave.
Yeah.
And that's Revis. And
Mhm.
that's Ellie. And that is Al.
Yep.
And that is Elon.
Elon.
Oh, we got it more than ever. So
Wait.
I will get Dave and Shelly and Russ. No, Dave is not. I think Dave. I have to check if Dave asked to bow out for health reasons and for focus on other things. But we will check it out. So
Peter,
that's everybody.
Gonna say bye. Yeah.
Shalom, shalom.
Thank you, Gideon.
Thank
That's
you
about
very
as
much.
efficient as
Bye.
it gets.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom,
Bye, my
shalom.
friend.
Stay safe.